Hello, welcome. Great Sunday to you all. Hope your weekend is going great. I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for joining me. Court is back in session with your guy, Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Welcome. Make sure you support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. If you're watching on TikTok, please click follow for great sports content. Welcome into Speaking with Judgment. Man, when are y'all going to learn? I was not buying in. I saw through it all. I was not sold on the Los Angeles Clippers. It's fool's gold. Come on now. If you know, you know. I don't know why this would surprise people anymore. This team chokes in the playoffs constantly. Although they have a reputation of being choke artists, national pundits, the media, and fans, for whatever reason, believed in this team enough to say if Kawhi Leonard stays healthy and if James Harden balls the way he had been balling, that the Clippers would be a scary out. They could come out of the West, be a force to be reckoned with. Nobody would be able to stop them. They could go to the finals. Everyone was just assuming the Clippers would be in the Western Conference Finals or in the finals. The things we've been told about the Clippers was that Harden and Kawhi were for real. What happened? What happened to Kawhi Leonard and James Harden being this dynamic duo? There was supposedly no one stopping them from being elite. What happened? It was what I said right from the start. They wet the bed after a great back and forth series that went 7. I told you they weren't going to win. I told you not to fool yourselves. Even with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, they're still not a championship team. I looked at that team yesterday and I'm like, I just watched one of the worst Clippers losses. Outside of the first 5 to 6 minutes, it was a complete no-show. There's just certain things that they just never figure out in terms of how to bring consistent winning impact every single game. Right, James Harden? I think my statement is fairly accurate, 100% accurate. When you have a team that plays with zero intensity, as you saw yesterday in a playoff game, and barely show up, and a player who is greatly known for not rising to the occasion in the playoffs, your chances of winning anything are basically zero. I knew they weren't going to win. I've called it, and a lot of people dismissed it as they were high on the Clippers for whatever reason. Never trust them. You could just watch the games. Seems like something that I could have forecast way before the series even started. It's what happens when you're the Clippers. And yet a lot of you are still convincing yourselves they were for real. It was right in your face. And based on what we know about James Harden, he wasn't about to show up and have the game of his life. This is exactly why people call him a legendary choke artist. I've seen this coming a mile away. This was pretty obvious. And look what transpired. Game 7 loss. Another Harden masterclass when it pertains to choking. When he's got his three-point shot going and when he's scoring efficiently, he looks like an all-star caliber player that can lift that team to greatness. But 3 out of 4 games, he struggles to accomplish those things and never shows up for game 7. In his last 13 elimination games, Harden shot 39% from the field while his teams have gone 2-11. his last 5 elimination games, even including that outliner performance in game 6, he is averaging just 14.2 points on 38% shooting. And that's the thing. He disappears in elimination games. This was a legacy game for James Harden. We've talked too many times how great he is, but when it comes that moment where they need him to have the performance of his life, he flames out. He's a no-show. And because of that, the Clippers are going home. There have been too many times in moments like this in the postseason where he took heat for not showing up. And once again, with a chance to change the narrative around him, he did the exact opposite. A former league MVP, scoring champ multiple times, but again, doesn't handle his business when needed to. That's a letdown. I can't believe people really thought the Clippers would win. They were pathetic all game, absolute no-show from the Clippers in Game 7. I mean, it's one thing to lose on the road, but getting smoked in the effort department, that's unacceptable. And you know, this team to me just isn't good enough to be a contender, but I didn't think it would end this badly. Defense wasn't there, intensity wasn't there. This, I feel, was their best chance with who they had, and they still couldn't keep it together. I wasn't expecting much more, other than a fight from the Clippers. I was expecting a fight from them. They were a no-show. 3 straight first-round exits. 2023, they lost to the Suns. The year after that, the Mavs ended their season. That was a year ago. And now this year, the year people actually believed in you, you lose to the Denver Nuggets. There's no way I had faith in Kawhi Leonard and James Harden to win Game 7. Game 6 at home was a must-win for them. They couldn't do it. Had a chance in Game 7, but it was already a loss with Denver going back home with all the momentum back in front of their home fans. And when you leave the door open for an experienced championship-winning team that's been in that situation before, I can comfortably say 90% of the time, the more experienced team is taking Game 7. It was very weird to see Harden and Kawhi look unmotivated. Uninspired basketball. They acted like this was a random game in November instead of a winner takes all Game 7. There's no way you're winning when your key guys are combined negative 39. There's just no way you're winning. This is a playoff game. You got to be better. That cannot happen. Behind 55 points combined from Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, the Clippers won Game 6 to force a Game 7. Then comes Game 7, and they both are a no-show. James Harden had just 7 points on 8 shots. What's 7 times 2? 14, right? Kawhi finished the night with 14 on 4 of 9 shooting. Can't happen in the playoffs. Can't happen in a playoff game. Anybody hoping for a fight was disappointed. I mean, they didn't even try. I just thought they would put up a better fight. It was a non-competitive game. There is no way this team was beating Denver on the road, not playing like that. It was as disappointing and discouraging as any loss is. I lose all faith in them every year around this time. But I told y'all that the Clippers wouldn't do it. When Kawhi is healthy, he is one of the most complete basketball players. And then he has a game like this where he doesn't even look like a top 5 player. Yearly reminder, Kawhi is not a treasure. The Clippers benching Kawhi Leonard and James Harden in an elimination game to me is a loser mentality. They were benched in the fourth quarter of a game 7. Sitting down your top players in a pivotal game just shows me you don't want to win. That is how ugly that one got. It was a team meltdown. Tyronn Lue with his weird lineups, no bench production. Your best 2 defenders didn't get minutes. It's like, oh God, they choked. So I look at the Clippers and think they're just not built to compete for a championship. If you look at their roster, old, worn out superstars, yes, but they had the better and deeper roster. 2 of your superstars forgot there was a game, and your coach, Tyronn Lue, just got out coached and lost to a guy who's been coaching for 3 weeks. I'm curious to see what they do in the offseason. They're in a tricky position. Limited resources to get significantly better, and the health of Kawhi is always looming over him. The whole team has a choking problem. It's very easy to get a reputation for choking in the playoffs. Every year, the Los Angeles Clippers fail to deliver in crucial moments, particularly in the playoffs. It's always been true. As the Clippers went packing in 7 at the hands of the Nuggets, LA books their hotel and flight for a trip to Cancun and will now join the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, folks, that's all for this video. Thanks for tuning in. As always, really appreciate it. Thank you all. Before I go, please remember to like and subscribe and follow on TikTok. See you guys again very soon. You guys take care and have a wonderful night.